so in this video I'm going to talk a little bit about how we can customize what happens when we first load our Lively page. And included in that is going to be how we can actually play some sounds. So first I'm just going to control click on the kind of background of my Lively world to bring up the world's Halo menu. And then I'm going to go into the script option to see the scripts for my Lively world. And the one I want to focus on is this onLoad function, because that onLoad function is what happens whenever the page is first loaded. We see in this current version it's calling two other functions, the align morphs function and the greeting function. I can take a look at what these actually do. It looks like it's aligning all the stuff on our page, and this greeting, it looks like it's saying welcome to CSC 130 with the name, and that name has something to do with getting the username. So in that case, I think that lines up here where it says welcome to CSC 130 ASD, because ASD is my username. But let's say now I don't care about that align morph stuff, so I'm going to delete that and save it, and then maybe I'll even just click on my align morphs function on the left here and just click the minus to remove that script altogether. And then in the greeting, now I'll say, okay, I don't care about most of this stuff. I just instead want it to say, I want to set this text string so it just says, this is my page. And if I save this, exit the script editor, save my world, and hopefully it saves. Yep, okay. And if I refresh the page now, when the page fully loads, it should say this is my page, which it does up there. So it looks like that works. So now, let's say I also want, when the page is first loaded, to also play a sound. So what I can do is, I just googled free sound effects and found this free SFX website. Maybe I'll say, let's play the Canadian geese sound effect whenever my page loads. So I'm going to copy the address of this MP3, and I will say, okay, I'll make a variable that keeps track of that URL of the sound. So the sound link is a new URL, which is this thing I just copied. Then I'll make my sound effect, which is it's going to be an audio, and this audio thing I just have to give it the address of the sound file. So in this case it's going to be that sound link that I've just created, that sound link variable. And now I'll just say, okay, now when my page loads, I've set up a sound effect, and now I just want to play it. So this grabs the link, this sets the sound effect to an audio of that link, and then I just play it. And I'm going to save this script. I'm going to save the world. And hopefully now when I refresh, it now plays a Canada Goose. I also wanted to talk a little bit about when we first come to Lively, often we see this weird directory tree here. And what we can do is, to find your own directory, if you click in users, then we should all have our own name. For those of you that have created new accounts, it might also be below, like for me here, there's some other ones for people like me, where my login ID is ASD as opposed to my first name dot last name. And some of you have made other similar things. So I'm going to click here, and you'll notice that there's this demo song.mp3 in my directory. So to do that, all I did was I've got a couple files on my computer at home, and to add a file into your directory, you just have to drag that file into your Lively page, and it'll actually add it there. And then from then on, it'll actually be in your home folder here. And so after that, if you were to refresh this, it would say that now whatever MP3 you added is now in that folder. So if you have files in your own folder, you don't actually have to grab. So in this case, I don't have to grab the sound link from this online web address. I can actually just delete that whole sound link itself, and this time my sound effect is just going to be from my local directory, and it's called, what was it called? It was called demosong.mp3. So I can just type in demosong.mp3, and oops, I forgot my closing quote in quotes there, and I can save this. And now instead of grabbing the sound effect from the internet, it's it's going to use this MP3 that I've loaded into my Lively directory. So I will save this world. Refresh the page. And as we can see, now it's playing this background music. And if you go to this link down here, Matt, from the Matt button, has got a whole bunch more stuff going with playing sounds with the start and stop button.